Hey, my friends. So just a quick video. I got a couple questions. What's knighting? And this is based on my recent Watch Me Work set. What is knighting? Well, let's look. It's something that comes from Lenormand, but that is borrowed from chess. Um, and it's basically making an L. That's really all it is. Two over, one up, two down, one up. You know, just sort of a simple thing. So I'm just going to lay out my 5 card as usual. There's Temperance, 4 of Pence, 7 of Cups, King of Cups, 10 of Wands, 8 of Wands, Hanged Man, Wheel of Fortune, the Moon. All right. So normally when I do a reading, I start with the middle card and the oops, I'm gonna peg you off there, and the top and the four, in this case the 4 Pentacles with the top left, so middle, top, left. These are the first 2 cards that go down. Then I read the rows generally and the columns. Sometimes in a reading something will catch my eye and I will be drawn to it, and that's where I start. There are times where like the last card in the reading or the diagonal in the reading will draw me. But I give myself a framework to live and play within. Once I've done all those things, if I want more information, I don't have to do any of this, but if I want more information, I can use some cartomancy techniques, which are supremely helpful, one of which is knighting. So again, it's an L shape. So in this spread of 9, there are a few knightings that we can work with. So the Hanged Man here, so each of the corners really will knight to another card. I don't think, the middle never does, all the rest can. So to knight, I would go 2 and 1, basically. So 2 plus 1. So I'm going to go 1, 2, plus 1. So the Hanged Man, 1, 2, plus 1, knights to the middle top, which in this case is the 7 of Cups. Or I can go 1, 2, plus 1. So the Hanged Man also knights to the 8 of Wands. So those are the 2 knightings for the Hanged Man here. Similarly, the 4 of Pentacles will 2 plus 1 knight the 8 of Wands. The Moon will 2 plus 1 knight the 7 of Wands. The Moon 2 plus 1 will knight the 7 of Cups. So that's what knighting is, really. It's just an L shape. And then you read the 2 sort of tips, the 2 end points together. And that will often provide more insight. Another thing that you can do is you can read the diamond. So in this case, that would be top, middle, right, bottom, middle, left. And I usually tend to read it in that order for some reason, not always, but you can also reverse it. So you can do that. You can read the corners, 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are, what other things? I think that's really it. But yeah, just quick things that you can add to a reading that come from Lenormand or other cartomancy techniques. And, again, you don't always need to do this. As I've said time and time again, when I do this particular spread, I'll often have the answer by the time I get to the end of the 3 rows. So then reading the columns is kind of additional information. But sometimes you want more. Sometimes you have an inkling in a reading or a layer that comes out, and you're like, do I have any justification for that? And knighting can do that. Reading the diamond can do that. There are other things you could play with too. I think of the middle bottom card as the root of the reading in some ways, because the center card frequently, not always, frequently has some significator qualities, if not like its actual significator card. It's giving significator. And so because it sits on that, I'll sometimes think, here's what's your root and here's what's on top of you. So though this is not a positional spread, you can give positions if you want to. Some people might say the columns, past, present, and future. And you could even do it this way too, mind, body, spirit, and add all of that together. You could do all of these things because that's just more tools, but you don't need to do any of it. That's the point, right? These are just things in your toolkit that you can call on if you're stuck, if you still need information, if you want to go deeper, if the querent has a question that's adjacent to the reading and you're just sort of saying, does this reading speak to that? Any of those things can be really, really helpful. and just make the reading process deeper, more interesting, etc. So that's what knighting is, and really easy. Recommend 10 out of 10. Hope this helps, and hope you're doing well. Take care. Bye.